everyone, it's Elizabeth Wilson from the Perth Pilates studio here again with number 2 in our series of progressive beginners or basic level Pilates classes. Now in today's lesson I am going to be working with a yoga strap at one point. If you have a yoga strap at home, that's great, but if you don't, just grab a bath towel and have that somewhere nearby you to grab when you need it during class. That will do the job just as well. So as we did for our last class, I'm going to have you starting lying down onto your back with your knees bent and your feet just resting onto the floor. And your arms are just going to be relaxed down by your sides. From here, we're going to begin with a couple of just nice relaxed breaths. So you're just going to breathe into the tummy, and on the exhale, just softly let the breath out. The active part of the movement is the inhalation, when your diaphragm contracts and draws down to bring the air into your lungs. The exhalation is very passive, where the diaphragm just relaxes back up to its start position and in the process presses the air out. So again, breathe in, allow the tummy to soften and expand. And then on the exhalation, allow it to gently melt in towards the spine as the air presses out. And try one more breath like that. Inhale. And then exhale and just sigh the air out. Now from there, we're going to take it into our bridging movement. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, sink the tummy, let the lower back flatten out into the mat. Keep rolling the pelvis back towards you, and you're going to start peeling up through the spine, bone by bone, until the weight is resting just between your shoulders. You breathe in there, and then again as you breathe out, roll it down vertebra by vertebra. Come all the way down through a flat lower back position and let the tailbone release to neutral. Breathe in again. As you breathe out, again, the same as in your last class, focus on the sense of the top of the hips tipping back towards you and the tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling. Find that sense of length or stretch through the front of your thighs. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, lay your spine down one vertebra at a time. So you're creating space and length and opening through the lower back. Again, the tailbone releases all the way down to the floor. Inhale. Breathe out, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back. Keep your shoulders just falling heavy back into the floor. Inhale at the top of the movement. Exhale. Rolling down bone by bone by bone through the spine. And we'll do just 2 more repetitions here. So again, breathing in, breathe out, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back, reach the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold the position at the top there. And then as you exhale, bone by bone by bone melts down through the spine. We have just 1 more repetition here in your own time. Inhale. Breathe out, sink the tummy again, roll the pelvis back, peel the hips up, check the tummy stays flat as the hips float off the ground. Breathe in and pause. Exhale and roll it down. Now on our next repetition, we're going to add into the movement. So the tailbone releases all the way to the floor. Again, you're going to sink the tummy and roll the pelvis back and peel the hips up off the ground there. Now this time at the top of the movement, hold the position there. Keep the tummy a little bit scooped, and you're going to drop the hips down a tiny bit and then just press them up. So it's a little drop and a press, and a drop and a press. This is 4. We're going to go for 20 repetitions here. So the work should be coming from the base of the backside and the glutes and the hamstrings at the back of the leg. You shouldn't be feeling work into the lower back at all. Otherwise, you know you're lifting too high, so you'd reduce the range a little. This is 13 and 14. Keep the tummy scooped. 15 and 16. 17, 18, just 2 more to go, 19 and 20. Hold the position there, take a breath in, and then again as you exhale, roll it down vertebra by vertebra through the spine, shoulders falling back heavy into the mat. Let the tailbone release all the way at the bottom, and then once more we do another set of those pulses. Take a breath in, breathe out, sink the tummy, roll the pelvis back, scoop the belly. Really think of that rib to hip connection in the front of the body as you roll up. Hold the position there, let the hips drop down a little and pulse up for 20 and 19. Weight is even on the feet. 16 and 15 and 14, that's it. 13, doing well. 12, 11 and 10 from the base of the backside. 8, 7, 6, 5, really keep your knees parallel, 3, 2, last one, hold it there, take a breath in, and then exhale and roll it down bone by bone, coming all the way down through a flat lower back, and let your tailbone release to neutral. From here, float one leg to tabletop, deepen the belly, and allow the other leg to float up as well. Now again, take one hand behind the thigh, other hand comes onto the lower belly. Support this leg with your hand just as much as you need to in towards you, so your lower tummy can stay sinking flat towards your spine. Deepen the belly and allow the other leg to tap down to the floor, and allow it back up. Again, on this movement, so long as you breathe, it's fine. If you want to work with a specific breath pattern, we'd typically exhale for the sink of the tummy as the leg lowers down, and inhale to float it back up. Exhale, melt the belly in, and breathe in to float it. Again, keep this hand resting on the lower belly just to give you that feedback. You want to really make sure you've got that flat lower belly, the tummy sinking into the spine. Make sure that it never domes out or bulges into your hand. Exhale to take it down. Inhale to float it up. Just 2 more repetitions here in your own time. Soft through the front of the thigh if you can. Allow the leg up and swap to the other side. Other hand to the lower belly, and then the toe taps down to the ground. Sink the tummy into the spine and allow the leg back up. Just continue there in your own time. Make sure each time you go to lower the leg that you get that little zip up through the lower belly, that little sink of the tummy in towards the spine first. Again, you want to stay as soft as you can in the muscles of the front of the thigh. That makes it easier for you to keep your tummy flat without having to overwork. And you're a little less likely to pull into the muscles of the back if the thigh muscles stay soft. 2 more repetitions here. And final one, exhale to take it down, inhale up, hold the leg there, bring your knees together, open the arms out to the sides. You can either have a true tabletop position, that's your eventual goal with the knees directly over the hips, or you can bring the legs a little closer in towards you if needed, but make sure the tummy is sinking flat to the spine, so don't be afraid to bring the legs closer towards you if you need to. From here, with the knees together, into side to side. Breathe in, the knees come halfway over towards the side. Shoulders stay heavy into the mat. Exhale, sink the tummy, let the legs come back to center. And again, breathe in, knees roll over to the other side. As you exhale, lower belly zips up and you roll bone by bone back to center. Inhale again, take the knees over. You can let the head roll in the opposite direction to increase the rotation. Exhale, lower tummy up and in, return to center. Breathe in, again allow the knees to go over to the side, keeping that rib to hip connection in the front of the body. Exhale, bring the legs to center. And again, inhale, take it over to the side, head rolls the other way. Watch, there's no press of the arms for you to return. So ideally, all of the work stays through your core on this movement. Lower belly up and in. 2 more repetitions to each side. Breathing in, take it over. Exhale, allow the legs back to center. Again to the other side. Inhale to take it over. Exhale, legs back to center. We have 1 more repetition each way. Inhale for those knees to move over to the side. Exhale, lower tummy sinks. And then the other way, breathing in. And exhale, lower tummy sinks. Hold the position there. Take another breath in. As you exhale, deepen the belly and allow one leg and the other to rest down to the mat. Take your fingers around, interlocked behind the head. Again, remember the hands will come to that widest part of the back of the head. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, sink the tummy and float the head and shoulders up off the ground. Just as far as you can with the tummy staying flat. Breathe into the back of the rib cage, and then as you exhale, roll the body back down to the floor. Breathe in again. Breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders, float up. Breathe in, hold the position there, and then exhale, roll the body back down bone by bone through the spine. 1 more repetition here in your own time, then we progress. Breathing in. Breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Breathe in, maintain the height of the body there. And then exhale to roll it back down. We add the arms into the movement now. So again, breathing in, breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Maintain the height of the body. Bring the hands up to the ceiling and behind the thighs. Take hold of the thighs. Hollow the tummy, come a little higher. Now maintain that height. The hands come up, back behind the head, hold that position, and then roll the spine back down, bone by bone. And again, inhale there. Exhale, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up. Reach the hands to the ceiling and behind the thighs. Hollow, come that little bit higher, flat belly. Now make sure the body stays high, don't let it drop. Hands come back up, behind the head, hold. Exhale, roll it down, vertebra by vertebra through the spine. Breathe in again. Breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders. Reach the hands to the ceiling. Hollow, come that little bit higher, maintain the height of the body. Reach those hands back up and behind the head, hold. Exhale, lowering it down. Happy news, we've got 4 more of these to go. Breathing in, breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the head and shoulders up, maintain the height. Reach the hands in behind the thighs, hollow the tummy, come a little higher, maintain that height, hands come up behind the head and lower it back down. And as you continue, I'm going to give you one more thing to think about. Breathe in, breathe out, sink the tummy and curl. Watch as you curl up that you're not tipping your pelvis back towards you. So again, ideally, we keep a fairly neutral spine with our tailbone relatively heavy down towards the floor. So just check that's happening. Breathe in, reach the hands to the ceiling and behind the thighs. Hollow, come a little higher. Maintain the height, hands up and behind the head and hold. Roll it back down, bone by bone through the spine. Again, inhale there. Breathe out, sink the tummy in and curl. Reach the hands up and behind the thighs, hollow the tummy, come a little higher. Maintain the height, hands up and behind the head and hold. Exhale, rolling it back down. One more repetition here, take a breath in. Breathe out, sink the tummy and curl. Reach the hands to the ceiling and behind the thighs, hollow, come a little higher. Maintain that height, hands up and behind the head, hold. And roll it back down. Pause there, we're going to add some obliques in now. So you take a breath in again. As you breathe out, sink the tummy, zip up, and then curl up and across towards one side. Keep your elbows wide. Breathe in there, exhale, roll the body back down, and we continue to the opposite side, breathing in again. Breathe out, sink the tummy, curl the body up and across the side, belly stays flat. Breathe in to bring the body back down. And again, exhale, lower belly, curl up and across. Breathe in, hold. Roll the body back down. We'll start to flow a little more now. Breathe out, sink the tummy in, curl up and across. Breathing in and take it back down. And again, exhale, lower belly, up and across. Belly sinks flat. Roll it back down, bone by bone. Lower belly up and in and rotate again, up and across. And take it back down. And we have just one more repetition to each side, lower belly, and we curl up and across, hold. Lower the body back down. And then final one, lower belly, curl up and across and hold. And then lower the body back down. Well done. Okay, from here, float one leg and the other up to tabletop. Again, we sweep the hands around behind the thighs. Take hold of the thighs. Take your breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, float the head and shoulders deep in the belly. Press the back of the thighs away into the hands, and we're going to smoothly roll all the way up, stacking tall. Now you remember, if you did our last class, that you have the option of just doing the half rollback where you come part way up and all the way up, or if you wish, you continue with me into the full assisted roll-up. So for the full assisted roll-up, I take a breath in, I breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under, roll the pelvis back from the thighs, the feet glide along the mat, and I roll all the way down to the mat. I take a breath in at the bottom, breathe out, start to float the head and shoulders deep in the belly, press the back of the thighs away into the hands, round the body forward, and then lengthen and stack through that spine. Breathe in again. Breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under and roll back. It's not uncommon to be a little stiff when you first start these exercises. So if you take a few to be able to get it really smooth, or even if you don't get it really smooth today, that's fine. Just play with the movement. Breathe in, breathe out, float the head and shoulders. The intention is to keep the feet as heavy as possible. Try not to let them kick forward to swing you up if you can help it. And then restack tall. Breathe in. Breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under, roll the pelvis back from the thighs, allow the lower back to open as you go. Inhaling there. Breathe out again, float the head and shoulders, press the back of the thighs away, the lower tummy draws up and in, lengthen and stack it back up tall. Breathing in, slide the gaze down. With each repetition, see if you can get a little more opening through the lower back, come all the way back down to the floor. Again, breathing in, breathe out, float the head and shoulders, press the back of the thighs away into the hands, the feet go heavy to the floor, lengthen and grow and stack up tall. We have 2 more. Breathe in. As you breathe out, roll back. See if you can find the very center of the pelvis as you roll back, and then bone by bone straight down through the spine. Once more, breathing in. Breathe out, float the head and shoulders, press the back of the thighs away, scoop the tummy up and in, lengthen, grow tall, just effortlessly tall. Breathe in again. And then breathe out, slide the gaze down, slide the tailbone under, roll the pelvis back from the thighs and come all the way down there. From here, allow one foot to release down to the ground, arms to come down by the side. Now today, the foot that's on the ground, that leg is going to go all the way straight. The leg that's in the air, if you're just starting, often it's best to work with the leg half bent. Okay, so that's a great position initially. If you have really good hamstring length and it's comfortable to get that leg fully straight without having to really overwork through the front of the thigh and the quad, then you can work with the leg fully straight. That's your goal eventually. So we start anywhere from here to here. But let's initially just give ourselves a little stretch to help us get towards that straight leg position. So we're going to grab hold of your yoga strap or your bath towel. Place the strap around the arch of the foot. Keep the leg very straight if you can, as low as you need to get it fully straight. And then once you've got the leg straight, bring it up towards you until you start to get a good stretch down through the hamstring muscle at the back of the thigh. So the stretch really here can be anywhere in the back of the leg. Probably the most common spot for most people is right at the back of the knee, which is where the hamstring muscles and also the calf muscles cross over. But really anywhere down the back of the leg is absolutely fine. You'll kind of get this stretch where you need it most. Let's just hold here for a little longer. Let the weight of the body relax into the floor as you hold it and breathe. And then from there, when you're ready, bend the knee off, pop your yoga strap or your towel just off to the side once more, out of the way, and lengthen the leg just as much as feels comfortable without you having to overwork. Opposite hand goes onto the front of the hip. We're taking the movement into leg circles. Inhale, the leg sweeps across the body, out to the side, and it floats back up to pause at the top. Again, you can keep the leg bent, or you can work it fully straight, your choice. Inhale, take the leg across. Exhale, sweep it up. Continue there in your own time. Inhale, sweep and catch. So it's quite dynamic. Inhale, sweep and catch. Keep that opposite hip heavy back into the mat. You might want to use your other hand on the ribs or on the lower belly just to check you stay really strong and stable through your core. Pause there, reverse the direction. Inhale, press the leg out to the side, sweep and catch at the top. Inhale, sweep it out to the side and sweep and catch. You don't want to get any catching or clicking in the hip as you go, otherwise you know that you need to reduce the range of motion. Keep the shoulders heavy back into the mat. Just one more repetition here. Hold it there, pause. Bend the knee, hug that leg in towards the chest, allow it to release. Extend that leg out straight along the ground. Reach around and grab hold of your towel or your yoga strap once more. Take the other leg up into the strap. Holding onto the ends of the strap, you're going to actively lengthen behind that knee, and then when you're ready, draw the leg as close towards you as you need to get a strong but still, I won't necessarily say comfortable, but I'll say bearable stretch down through the back of that leg. Hold that position and just breathe. And let the other leg just continue to hang really just sort of heavy and relaxed down into the floor there. Let the weight of the body just melt down into the ground. No unnecessary tension held anywhere. This is actually a really nice spot to be filming a class. I'm lying here on my back looking up into the trees where the wattle birds are flying through the trees. Let's, when you're ready, release that leg off, pop the strap off to the side. Again, you can work with that leg bent, or if it's comfortable and you don't feel as though you have to excessively work through the front of the thigh, then you can lengthen the leg up towards straight, your choice. Opposite hand on the hip, keep that hip heavy towards the floor. Inhale, circle the leg across the body. Exhale, sweep up and catch. Breathe in, circle the leg across and up and catch. And again, inhale to take it across, sweep and catch. We have 3 more repetitions here. Make the movement quite dynamic. So it's a sweep and a catch and pause. One more repetition, that's it. Now reverse the direction. Press it out to the side, deep in the belly, sweep it up. Breathing in, exhale, sweep it up. And again, this is 3. 3 more to go. Keep the ribs heavy. Keep the belly sinking flat into the spine. This is a great exercise for your core control and neutral spine. Deep in the belly, perfect. And just one more. Hold the position there, bend the knee, hug it in towards your chest. Give the leg that little bit of a stretch there in that position. And then keep that knee in towards the chest and allow the opposite leg to float in as well. Hands behind the thighs. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to float head and shoulders deep in the belly, round the body forward, curl, and then restack up tall. We're going into our rolling like a ball. So for rolling like a ball, reach around, one hand takes hold of the other, just in front of your shins. Find that little balance point just back off the sitting bones. Remember, if you struggle with this exercise at this point, you can take it back into your half roll back, or you can even try the rolling action, the same action, but with your hands behind your knees instead of around the shins, and that will be a little bit easier, okay? So from here, hold that position, take a breath in to prepare. As you exhale, slide the gaze down, roll the body back, and then come back up and find that little balance point. Slide the gaze down again, deep in the belly, and roll, find the balance. And just continue in your own time and just kind of play with the movement. What I want you to watch as you continue here is that ideally you're rolling straight down the center of the mat. It's very easy if you have an imbalance left to right in your body to pull a little to one side or the other. So just have the intention of rolling as centrally as you can. One more repetition here, roll it back, come up and pause. Hold that position there. Allow the feet to rest down to the floor. Allow the legs to extend out in front. Reach around, check that you have a little bit of a curve in on your lower back. So again, bend your knees if you need to. You want to be right up on your sitting bones here, so you can kind of move any of that redundant tissue out of the way if you need to find that position where you're right up on the sitting bones. And again, as we did last session, allow the arms to relax down by your sides initially. Take a breath in, feel the length through the spine. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest and round the body forward. Reaching the arms forward bone by bone. Breathe into the back of the body, allow the back of the body to expand. And then as you exhale, anchor the sitting bones into the ground and restack back up tall through the spine. Breathe in again there, inhale. Exhale, nod chin to the chest, allow the body to round forward, let the hands glide along the floor in front of you. Breathing in, exhale, anchor the sitting bones, upper body is loose and relaxed. See if you can stack and grow a little taller. One more repetition like this, breathing in. Breathe out, slide the gaze down, round the body forward, let the arms glide forward. Again, breathe into the back of the body. And then exhale, anchor the sitting bones, and then restack tall. When you're ready, maintain the same position, but float the hands up to shoulder height. Soft under the arms, let the arms float up. Breathe in here. Exhale, nod the chin, reach the fingertips forward towards that wall in front of you. As you breathe in, allow the lower back to open. Breathe into the sides of the back and the rib cage. Exhale, anchor the sitting bones, stack and float back up tall. Lengthen through the spine a little more. Check you've still got that curve in through the lower back. Again, remember, bend your knees if needed. Inhale there, exhale, nod chin to chest. Allow the arms to reach forward. Fingertips reach forward as belly reaches back. Breathe into the back. Exhale, anchor the sitting bones, stacking up tall. One more repetition here, breathing in. Breathe out, nod the chin to the chest, reach those fingertips forward. Breathe into the back of the body. And exhale, lengthen and lift. Allow the arms to float out to the side of the room. Float them up, grow tall through the spine, straight into spine twist. Breathing in, exhale, rotate to one side, look back. Breathe into center, exhale, rotate to the other side. Breathe in, continue that movement. As you continue in your own time, stay really tall through the spine. Let the arms float effortlessly up. Think of your sitting bones really anchored into the floor. So there should be no shift of the pelvis. If you see your feet sliding forward and backwards on the floor like that, then you know that your pelvis is shifting, okay? So the feet should stay perfectly stable on the ground. Exhale, last one. Then we progress straight into saw. Exhale, round forward and reach past the lower leg or the toes. Breathe in to come back up tall. Exhale and reach. Look back to the back hand. Breathe in, come up. Think of the belly drawing back through the spine as the hand reaches forward. Bottom hand reaches forward, top hand reaches back. Inhale to come tall. Exhale to reach. Keep the arms long as you float them up to the side. Exhale and reach. We have one more repetition each side. Exhale and reach. Final one floating up. Exhale and reach it through. Float the arms up tall. Pause there and allow them to release down. From there, I'm going to get you coming down onto your side. So again, bottom arm supports the head. We're going to start with the same basic outer thigh series that we've been doing in the last couple of sessions. The bottom leg stays bent up directly underneath you. Top leg is straight. Just float the top leg up and then allow it down. Just kind of flowing through the movement today. So you'll see with the exercises today, as you start to become more familiar with them, we're just starting to increase the pace and the flow just that little bit, which you'll be excited to know means that we'll be able to get through that much more in class and work you a little bit harder. So we will be adding in some variations today. Let's do 2 more repetitions here, keeping that length through the top half of the waist. And then from there, float the leg up in line with the hip. Bring it forward. Now, it might just be 45 degrees. If you've got good length in your hamstrings, you might be able to get the leg further forward than that, so long as you don't round the back. Take the leg up and down. Sweep it back in line with the body. Again, you can have that hand on the top hip to make sure that you really keep that sense of length through the waist and the stability through the pelvis as you move here. Exhale as the leg comes forward and up. Inhale to bring it back. This is number 5. Again, we're going to go for the magical 10 in this position here. Find that real stability through the torso. I'm sure you'll remember from our last class that you want to keep the gaze going directly forward in front of you here. Make sure that you don't look down to watch that leg, because that'll throw your posture and your alignment off. This is our last repetition coming up, so final repetition now. And then from there, again, bring that leg forward, keep it forward. Those 20 little pulses for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Happy smiles. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, and lower the leg down. Now we don't get to swap sides just yet, but we're going to go into an exercise for a different muscle group. Prop yourself up onto your forearm. You're going to take your bottom leg straight and you're going to bend your top leg up. Now in this position, I'm going to take hold of my top ankle. Now this is option 1 for your position, which is probably the easiest position for you to obtain when you first start. But if you want to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself, and if you have the range of mobility in your hips, the full variation would be with the body lying flat, holding onto that ankle. So if you're comfortable in that range, then that's fantastic. But otherwise, it's fine today to stay propped up on your forearm. From here, you're going to start with your bottom foot just nice and relaxed, and it's the bottom leg that does the work. So the bottom leg is going to float up, and then I'm just going to control it back down. Again, floating up and controlling down. So as you continue with this movement, the work is coming from the upper inner thigh, high and close to the pelvis. The emphasis is on the lift. It's almost like I get a little millisecond pause at the top each time I float that leg up. And then as you come down, you want to barely brush the ground, so you're not letting the leg rest at the bottom there, yeah? Don't want to make it any easier for yourself. I know you'd hate to do that. Let's do 1 more repetition here, and then we continue with the same movement, but we point the toes long, reach long through the toes. So now it's that real sense of length and reach away through the leg. It's like the leg lengthens to come up. Now, as you continue with the movement, you want to make sure that you're only lifting the leg as high as you can with the work coming from those inner thigh muscles. What you don't want to do is start to swing up from the torso, which means that you won't feel any work in the back muscles. So if you start to feel any work in your back muscles here, then you know that you're overdoing the movement. 1 more repetition here. Now hold it there, flex the foot, toes back towards you, keep the heel reaching long and away, and then again float that leg up. And just continue with that same movement, reaching long and away. Again, emphasize that lift up towards the top of the movement. This is 5. We're doing 10 repetitions of each variation, so we've just got a few more to go in this position. And this is 8. Reach that heel long and away. This is 9. And final one for 10. Hold it up there. Reach the toes long and lower the leg down. Well done. Let's swap to the other side. So coming down again, all the way onto your side, we're doing the basic outer thigh sequence first. So right down onto the side of the body, the bottom arm supports the head, and from there my bottom leg is going to be bent up. Top leg goes straight, take the top hand if you wish onto the top of that hip. From there we're going to allow the top leg to float up and then just lower it down. And again, let it float and lower. Find that nice sense of length and stability through the body as you move. And again, you want to check that your head is back in line with the rest of the body. So don't allow yourself to round forward, and watch what's going on with the leg. That's it. This is number 7. We've just got 3 more in this position to go. 8 and 2 more. Upper body is totally relaxed. Now we take it into our L's. Leg comes forward. Float the leg up and down and back in line with the body. Again, use your hand on the hip to make sure that you're staying really stable through your torso. There should be no hiking of the hip up, and there should be no tip of the pelvis forward or back as you go. Just everything isolated to that leg. The work should ideally be over the whole side of the hip. So if you're feeling just in one spot, just imagine that that work comes through that whole outside thigh area. The other thing that sometimes helps you feel a little more into the right muscles is if, as you take the leg forward, if you think of a tiny sense of spiral out through that thigh. So think of a tiny sense of spiral out through the thigh, and you should get a little bit more back towards the backside, those favorite muscles there. Let's do 1 more repetition here. And then we take the leg forward, we keep it forward and up and down for 20. So it's 20 and 19 and 18, 17, 16, 15, no bounce in the body. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, feel the burn. 3, 2, and 1, and lower that leg down. Good job, give it that pound. Okay, come up. So you can either be propped up on the forearm, or if you've got the flexibility here in this position, then you can lengthen the body out, your choice. From there, prop yourself up onto the forearm or lay flat, let the lower leg reach long, and check your foot is relaxed. And we're just going to allow the bottom leg to float up and then lower down. So again, it just floats and lowers, and we just continue there in our own time. So this is number 4, perfect. Totally relaxed in the upper body, totally stable in the torso. So the work and the movement is coming purely from that bottom leg. Just 2 more repetitions here. And then we continue with the same movement, point the toes long, really reach out and away through that leg as it floats up. Again, keep that work high up in that inner thigh muscle, high and close to the pelvis. Check the upper body as relaxed as possible. This is number 5, again going for our magical 10, but the happy news is we're officially halfway through this series. That's it. And this is 8, just 2 more. And then from there, our next variation, keep the same movement going, but flex the foot, reach long through the heel. Think of pressing that leg up and away from you. Again, emphasize the lift, no rest at the bottom. Don't want to make it easier on yourself. This is number 5, and this is 4. Beautiful job, and 3, just 2 more to go. 2, and final repetition, and lower that leg down. Well done. Reach those legs out, come down onto your tummy, lying face down on the floor. You're going to bring your hands today back by your shoulders. So your hands are directly under your shoulders with your elbows a little bit lifted like grasshopper arms. Stretch one leg and then the other leg long and away from you. And we're going to move into our upper back extension. So from here, we take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, roll the collarbones slightly back over the shoulders. Now here, I want you to think about the work or the movement coming from that mid-back area between the shoulder blades. Once you've come up through that mid to upper back, see if you can just send your breastbone forward a little more. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lengthen out from the base of the spine to lower the body down. We'll try that again. So the movement is quite small and low at the moment. Take a breath in again. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up. Shine your heart forward, opening through the chest and the collarbones. Breathe in there. And then exhale, lengthen out and lower it back down. And one more, breathing in. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up. Roll the collarbones back over the shoulders. Breathing in there. and lengthen out and lower down. Now on the next variation, if you wish, you can start to extend the range. So we take a breath in again, breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, send the breastbone up, and come up through the mid to upper back. Now you keep exactly the same shape with the body, so keep the breastbone lifted and going forward and up. You start to press with the hands a little. And from here you can press and come up just as far as you can go with no sense of work into the lower back. So it might just be a little lift, or it may be a bit further, or if you're quite flexible into extension, it might even be all the way up. But choose the range that's right for you. Don't force it too far. Hold the position there, take a breath in, exhale, lengthen out from the base of the spine and lower the body back down. Now again, if you feel any work or compression in the lower back, hold back on the range a little bit more on your next repetition. Take a breath in, breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, roll the collarbones back over the shoulders, press with the hands. As you come up, check that your shoulders aren't bunching up around your ears. It's a sense of pressing away from the floor and the shoulders stay wide. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen out from the base of the spine. It's like your spine is starting to stretch forward and you lengthen out and lower down. Again, breathing in. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, roll the collarbones back over the shoulders. Choose your range. Press with the hands. It might be a little way or it might be a long way. Just go with what's right for you. Inhale there. Exhale, lengthen out from the base of the spine. Stretch that body out and lower it down. A couple more repetitions to go. Breathing in. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, roll the collarbones back, press the hands, lengthen and lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, stretch out from the base of the spine and lower down. And we have just one more repetition. Breathing in. Breathe out, slide the nose forward and up, roll the collarbones back over the shoulders, press with the hands and lift. Inhale. Stretch it out from the base of the spine and lower the body down. Now from there, bring the hands down by the sides, palms face up. Shoulders are just wide. Take a breath in again. As you breathe out, this time you lift the chest, the shoulders, the hands up off the mat, just moving through the mid to upper back. So again, there should be no work in the lower back. And also if you feel more work on one side of the body than the other, then you also know you've come a little bit too high. So just find a range where it feels very even and with no compression in the lower back. Back of the neck is long, and then exhale, lengthen out and lower it down. Again, we breathe in. Exhale, float the head, the chest, the hands just off the mat. Hands come up from the floor just a little. Back of the neck is long. Inhale there. Exhale, lengthen out and lower it down. This exercise is called dart. Take a breath in again. Breathe out, slide the nose forward, lift the chest, float the hands. Long in the back of the neck. Stretch it out and lower it down. We have just a few more repetitions here. Slide the nose forward and up, keep length through the lower back. Breathe into the front of the chest at the top. Lengthen out and lower down. Inhale again. Exhale, float the head and shoulders. Just choose the range that's right for you. Maintain the position there. Back of the neck is long. Stretch out and lower down. Stay wide through the shoulders. Watch you don't drag the shoulders down as you float up here, because that'll give you tension up through your neck. So once more, take a breath in. Breathe out, float the head and shoulders up. Hold it there. Lengthen out and lower it down. Now we add into it once more. We take a breath in. Exhale, float the head and shoulders up. Stay, and then pulse the hands up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Wide across the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Take a breath in. Exhale, lengthen out and lower the body down. Now you're going to take the arms, sweep them overhead. Hands go a little wider than shoulders. Ready for our swimming prep. Reach long through the fingers. So let the shoulder blades glide up just a little on the back. Let yourself lengthen out through the crown of the head. Stretch the toes long and away from you. And then from here, float one arm and the opposite leg off the ground, just as far as you can with no rock or tip in the body. Breathe in, lower it back down. Take it to the other side. Exhale, float and reach long. Energy out through the fingers. Breathe in and lower it down. And again, exhale and reach. Stretch the toes long. Lowering it down. Again, stretch long and reach through the fingers and toes. That's it. Each time the leg floats up, see if you can reach a little longer and get a little more opening through the front of the hip. So I'm kind of thinking of creating length and space through the front of my hip joint when the leg floats. And that space and that opening in the front of the hip joint is part of what will allow me to get the movement up of the leg without tipping or dropping into the lower back. That's it. Make sure you remember to breathe. Let's just do one more each side. Reach the toes long and away, float it up. Take it back down. One more repetition to the other side. Take it back down. Bring the hands back by your shoulders. Press with the hands. Sit back towards the heels and reach your arms forward. Use your hands just to push your backside down towards your heels a fraction. Inch the fingers a fraction forward along the mat away from you. Give your head a gentle rock side to side and just check your neck muscles feel really loose and free here. And then from there, you're going to walk your hands over to one side of the mat. Hold that position, and you're going to be getting a stretch through the opposite side of the body. So as you feel that stretch, you can increase it with the breath. So you're going to imagine you're breathing wide into the sides of the back and the rib cage, expanding through the whole side of the body. And on the exhalation, just imagine the weight of the body melts a little heavier down towards the floor. Again, check your neck and shoulders feel really loose and relaxed. When you're ready, walk your hands over to the other side of the mat. So you're stretching again through the opposite side of the body. Let the head and shoulders hang heavy there. And breathe in wide into the sides of the body and the back. It's a soft, relaxed exhale, and you just let the body sink a little heavier towards the floor. We have just a couple more repetitions here. And then again, we're going to walk the hands back towards the center of the mat. Take a breath in there. As you breathe out, scoop the tummy, roll the pelvis under, and we're going to come up through the spine. So from here now, going again into our upper body weight-bearing work, we're going to come forward so our hands come directly onto the mat underneath our shoulders. Our knees are directly under the hips. Just check your spine position here. So you don't want to be sagging through the middle, obviously, but a lot of the time also people overcorrect and then they round up through the back. So you just want to think of one really long line through the spine. Tuck your toes under. As we did in our last class, we're going to sit halfway back towards the heels, keeping your neutral spine, and then let the tailbone come straight up towards the ceiling. Again, remember, my head is not dropping down through my arms. I'm not trying to get as deep into the V as I can. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that I've maintained that little bit of a curve in my lower back. So maybe as you hold this position, see if you can just bend your knees. Let your tailbone reach a little more to the ceiling. So you've really got that nice natural curve in the lower back. And then see if you can maintain that curve as you allow the legs to lengthen. I'm going to think about pushing myself away from the floor. And as I push myself away from the floor, see how my shoulder blades almost glide up a little bit towards my ears. Just a little. They have to in this position to allow the arm overhead. From here, maintain that length in the spine. Allow the knees to bend and the body comes back down into your quadruped position. We're going to try that twice more, then we'll progress it. Sit halfway back towards the heels. Press with the hands and feet. Tailbone reaches the ceiling, press away from the floor. Breathe in, hold that position there. And then as you exhale, allow the knees to lower and come back to quadruped. Try that once more. Again, halfway back to the heels. Allow the tailbone to reach the ceiling. Press the floor away with the hands. Hold that position, stretch. Allow the knees to bend and lower it down. Okay, on our next repetition, we progress the movement. Halfway back to the heels again. Tailbone comes up to the ceiling. From there, creep the hands a tiny bit further away. Keep the fingers spread on the floor. Now from our V now, we're going to come forward into a strong push-up position. If you need to adjust your hands and feet, then do. You want to find a really long line through the spine. Inhale, fold at the hips, come back into your inverted V. You can let the heels descend towards the floor a little if you wish. From there, exhale, rotate forward, strong plank, steel from head to heel, wide across the shoulders. Inhale, fold at the hips, back into your V. 2 more repetitions. Remember, at any point, if you need to, you can regress back to the variation we were doing earlier from quadruped, and that would be fine. Fold at the hips, back into your V. Once more, bring the shoulders forward over the hands, hold the position there, fold at the hips, back into the V, stay. Rise up on the toes, bend your knees, jump your feet lightly forward towards your hands, sitting down onto your backside, redress yourself, and extend your legs forward. So fingertips point forward towards the toes, find a little sense of length and lift through the chest. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, float those hips up off the ground, reaching long through the toes, head in a comfortable position, breathing in, and lower those hips back down. Again, exhale, float the hips up, reach long through the toes, breathe in, hold. Lower the hips down. We have just 3 more here. Breathing in. Again, exhale. Press up. Find that length through the front of the body, that opening through the front of the hips. Bring it back down. Inhale. Exhale, press away. Watch that you don't quite lock out or hyperextend at the elbows. The arms should be long but not quite locked. Control it back down. 1 more repetition. Exhale, press it up. And just for fun, let's hold it for an extra breath. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, hold. Lower those hips back down. Well done. Coming and sitting forward towards the front edge of your mat. And we're just going to finish off with our seal. Hands take hold of the ankles. Holding on. Find that little balance point just back off the sitting bones. Take a breath in here. And again, just play with the movement. As you breathe out, slide the gaze, roll back and clap. 3, 2, 1, around forward. Come up and find a balanced position. Clap, 3, 2, 1. And again, slide the gaze down deep in the belly and roll back. 3, 2, 1, and come back up. And clap, clap, clap. Keep going in your own time. Clap those feet 3 times. Bring it back up. As you roll back, make sure the head doesn't quite touch the ground. 3, 2, 1, bring it back up. We're going to do 2 more repetitions here. Exhale, roll it back. 3, 2, 1, come back up, deep in the belly. Final repetition, gaze down. And come back up and balance there. Hold, lift tall through the spine. And allow your legs to release. And well done. You're all done for today.